तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलम् श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Manah Shiksha series. In the last class, yesterday we could not have the class somehow. In the last class, we discussed the last of the verses in the Manah Shiksha, that is verse 11. So I'll summarize that. We discussed also the commentary of His Holiness Shivram Swami Maharaj. Today I'll briefly touch on the commentary of Sachinandan Maharaj because it is important to get an additional insight into this verse. So I'll recite this verse and then we will discuss Sachinandan Maharaj commentary and then we'll go to verse 1. Samam Shri Rupena Smara Vivash Radha Giribhrutho Vraje Sakshat Seva Labhana Videha Tadgana Yujo Tadichakhya Dhyana Shravananate Panchamritamedham Dhyayan Nitya Govardhanam Manudinam Tvam Bhajamana. O mind, Mana, you should every day drink the five nectars. Panchamritam idam. Worship, ijja, glories, akhya, meditation, dhyana, listening to divine pastimes, shravana, and offering obeisances, and worship Govardhan according to the rules. So I mentioned how ultimately, if we want to attain Vraj Bhakti, which is Raganuga Bhakti, and attain the service of the divine couple, Govardhan Shila is the worshipful Shila for attaining spontaneous devotion. The Shaligram Shila is basically worshipped in the Vidhi Marg. In the Raga Marg, it is Govardhan Shila. In this way, follow the instructions of Shri Rupa, Samam Shri Rupena. Obtain the direct service of Shri Shri Radha Giridhari, Radhagiri Bruthor, who have captivated by the god of Amaros love in the company of their associates in Braj. Braje Sakshat Seva Lavan Videya Tad Gana Yujo. So we saw yesterday Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary, Tad Gana Yujo, Confidential Associates, Vishaka and Lalita, and Smara Vilas Parayan, the amorous pastimes in Sakya Dasya and Vatsalya, and especially, the Madhuri Ras, and attain service in Vrajadam of Sri Radha Govinda. What are the services? They are also a little bit discussed by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And then Sri Rupena Saman, align yourself with the teachings of Rupa Goswami. And then the five important angas of bhakti he quotes from the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, which is also mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrit. Ijja is worship, and then Akhya is glorification, Dhyan is meditation, and we saw the five levels in it. Smaran, Dhyan, Dharan, Anuspriti or Dhruva Anuspriti, and Samadhi, which we have quite elaborately discussed. And then we saw hearing means what? And offering obeisances. And Sri Govardhanam Bhajan, worship Govardhan. Because Mahaprabhu himself gave the Govardhan Shila to Raghunath Das Goswami. And Govardhan Shila is direct manifestation of the Supreme Lord. So worship Govardhan like this and then do it according to rules and regulations. And we saw the Manashiksha commentary. Very brief commentaries of Shivram Swami Maharaj, the five different activities which we discussed in the last class. So now we will come to the commentary, which is also very short, but I thought it is important that we reinforce what Raghunath Das Goswami is saying by going through Shivram Sachinandan Swami Maharaj commentary. Okay. Verse 11 binds the preceding verses together and brings them into context. There is still a question in the air for the readers of Manashiksha. What exactly is the method for deeply performing our devotional service? Yes, we have heard about different concepts that can be almost the Sambandha Tattva of this verse. But how do we exactly do it? This question is answered in the 11th verse, the crystal of sugar that gives success to the whole year of growing the sugar cane, tilling the field, protecting from thieves, harvesting, boiling the sugar cane in huge pots, down to molasses, and then one piece of rock sugar is placed into it, and it all crystallizes. It all crystallizes in our mouth. This verse crystallizes all the teachings because it will now tell us what we should do in order to attain Gandharva Giridhari, Prema. Then these are the five things we should do. So this verse crystallizes this whole teachings of the Manashiksha. In simple language, if we want to have direct service to Radha and Krishna, then this is the verse for us. So we want direct service of Radha and Krishna, this verse makes it clear. We need to think how to perform these processes and what absolutely not to do, such as how should we worship the deity, Ijja, and what is the most important thing we should avoid when worshipping the deity. I have seen in my personal attempts to worship deities that the greatest enemy is the mechanical consciousness. So this devotee should note down. It is, our mechanical consciousness, which we should be careful. It is mentioned in the Brihad Bhagavatamrit that when Narad Muni went to Kim Purushaloka to have darshan of Hanuman. So, and Hanuman was worshipping his worshipable Lord Ram's deity, and he was exactly serving the deity as though Lord Ram is present in front of him. As he was personally serving Lord Ram, when Lord Ram was present, exactly he was worshipping like that. So we should avoid this mechanical consciousness. Jiva Goswami says that Krishna is not hungry. Krishna doesn't need our service. It is not like this. But just like a thirsty person becomes satisfied by water alone, similarly, Krishna becomes like the thirsty person when a devotee offers him water in love. So Krishna is, thirsty for our love, and when we offer our devotion with that love, then Krishna reciprocates. I can drink very easily if I pour water into a glass. It is purely mechanical activity, but Krishna is not like that. He will only drink if we offer water plus love, or if we offer a flower plus love, or if we offer incense plus love. Krishna didn't go to Duryodhana's house, but he went to Vidura's. Vidura and his wife were so nervous that she threw away the fruit and offered the peel. Krishna ate the peel. He missed the meal by Duryodhana, which was prepared by the best cooks in the country. In the morning, Duryodhana said, "You did not come to my house to eat. Why?" Krishna said, "You don't love me. I eat. I only eat love." This is the single ingredient in deity worship. You should consider this point before we begin deity worship. So we should consider, sorry, here is a very important point again. We should consider this point before deity worship. So the five important limbs were discussed uh, in Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary, and one is deity worship. But what exactly is the verse saying? Both in the Bhakti Rasamrita and Chaitanya Charitamrita. What exactly it is saying about deity worship? Anyone remembers? Maharaj has clarified it now more clearly, but what exactly is the term used there in the deity worship? It's just Archa Vigraha Seva, it is mentioned. What is being said there? Anyone knows? Anyone remembers what exactly is being said there? It is Shraddha Preeti Sevan. It is with faith and Preeti with love. I'll just show you this. Yes. Shraddha Visheshata Preeti. Shri Murti Angri Sevana. Shraddha, with love and full faith, one should worship the deity. So if we don't do this, two ingredients, that Shraddha and that Preeti is not there, then it becomes mechanical. So that's why Maharaj is elaborating that how important it is that we begin the deity worship, that we all offer the ingredients plus love. The next point is Akhya. Akhya means Nam Kirtan, but also means glorification in general. Kirtan means to sing or discuss the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. But again, merely singing the names is not enough. We must sing, plus we must do something else. If we forget the plus, we won't obtain devotional ecstasy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asks what that plus is and tells us how we should chant the holy name. So, what is that plus Maharaj is going to speak about? Anyone knows? We should chant plus something is, Maharaj is going to speak about. What is that plus we need to add in our chanting, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told us? Anyone? Virendra Yadav Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. So it's a humble attitude to have the peaceful nature and thorough appreciation.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So Maharaj is going to speak about that only. He teaches that we should uh, uh, consider ourselves lower than the blade of grass. This means that the grass has some use to feed cows or to cover the roof of the house. I am lower than that grass and have not been of any use of service. We might say, I don't want to think like this. Many think instead that it would be so nice if I could get into a lift, press a button, and go zip to pure devotion without such humility. Automatic. However, if we are not in the school of humility, we will be left with false ego and be forced to do offenses. Interesting point. If we are not chanting with humility, then we'll be left with false ego and we'll be forced to do offenses. If we chant minus Trunadapi, it is dangerous. The chanting is a very potent medicine. When these powerful processes of devotional service are not used properly, they can cut us. If we swing a sword forward, it cuts the enemy. If we swing it backwards, it will cut us. An overload of offenses can really make us materially attached. In fact, that's what is the root of all offenses, to be inattentive while chanting. So if we keep on committing namaprad, then we'll grow materially and become more materially attached. So one should avoid this while chanting the holy names. The root of all offenses, which is inattention. Be aware and avoid aprad and chant the holy name in humility. So this is regarding Nama Sankirtan. Very soon, we will attain the ecstatic soft lotus feet of Krishna. This is Ijja. Then Dhyan. Dhyan is the next point. Shivaram Swami Maharaj had gone into the Bhakti Sangarbhas, mentioned the 5 sub-stages in Smaran. Maharaj briefly touched upon it here. In our meditations, we should avoid speculation and imagining something or other. The safest way to meditate is to read from the Shastra and from the prayers of the devotees. What they have written are not imaginations. So best way is to meditate on the meaning of the holy name, meditate on the meaning of the songs of the holy name, recite the prayers and get a deep meaning of the prayers given by our acharyas. They are revelations. Our meditation is done through hearing. This is so absolutely important. This experience will give us Shraddha or faith. It is important when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, especially those parts directly relating to Krishna, that we stop and think about what we have read. So this is now about Bhagavat Ras Aswadano Rasikasaha. First Shravanam, then Mananam. Reflect on what has been read. Then, if this practice is done long enough, as we chant, these things that we have thought about will come up during our chanting by the mercy of the holy name, and we will see things that are so wonderful. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. This is the process of the stages of education. So read and afterwards reflect on what has been read. If we want to benefit from scriptural study, we need to apply the 3 techniques from the Upanishads. So I was mentioning that Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasana. This is, I think, from the Shvetashwara Upanishads. We have to hear, then we have to reflect on what we hear, and then we need to meditate on the text and apply it. Reflecting is like chewing our food. Hearing is like, taking the food inside our mouth. Reflecting is like chewing, and then digesting and assimilating the food is the realization, or nididhyasana. If we want to go even deeper, I believe most of us want to do that, then we should also pray to get full realization. Pray to the author, pray to the text. In the Bhakti Sandarbha, Sri Ji Goswami mentions that if we want to meditate about Krishna, we first have to meditate about the holy Dham, because Krishna can only be found in Vrindavan. So we have to pray and meditate to the holy Dham. We can read about Vrindavan and remember the places in the Dham. We will then be able to have a good meditation about Krishna. We should make an effort to chant lovingly, filling our minds with Krishna. This is Anucheda 286. Atha Mukhyam Dhyanam Shri Bhagavad Dhama Gatam Eva. The main meditation is the Lord's abode. Hridaya Kamalagatam Tu Yogi Matam Smaret Vrindavane Ramya Iti Adya Uktvat. So this is already translated here. We should hear with direct attention. So many people communicate, but so few people connect. So few. And this lack of connection is called anasanga bhajana. They are still in their mental worlds, repeating the same old external thoughts. So we should fill our minds with the sweetness of Bhagwan. I request, dear readers, that you make a study of these points in your life. In summary, when we want to do Archanam, we do so with love and not mechanically. The second is Kirtanam plus humility, because if we are not humble, then there will be the ego, and then we will commit offenses. The ego doesn't like Krishna to take its place in the heart. There is one throne in the heart, and at the moment the ego sits on it. Therefore, Trunadapi Sutichena. The next point is Dhyan. What should we avoid? Imagination. Meditation doesn't happen from imagination, but from hearing bona fide sources. Satsanga means connection, and Anasanga means disconnected. Please take this hope. Satsanga Bhajana. So that's it. So very brief, but a little more elaboration Maharaj does about this Panchanga. So any questions regarding this commentary, what we discussed up till now? Any questions, any clarifications? Okay, so then we will go to the last verse of Manashiksha, which is, I mentioned, Falashruti. Okay. This is also in the same meter. Manashikshad Shik. Okay, I think we have to see the Sanskrit, otherwise it doesn't come out well. Yes. मनशिक्षादेकादशकवरमेतन्मधुरा गिरागायत्युच्चे समाधिगत सर्वता तटीयः स युथा श्रीरूपानुग इह भवन् गोकुलवने Jano Radha Krishna Tula Bhajan Ratna Salabaye. Becoming a follower of Sri Rup and his companions. One who with a sweet voice, Madhura Gira, loudly recites these 11 supreme verses. Manah Shiksha Daikadasha Varam Etan Madhura Gira, which gives instructions to the mind and strives to understand all of their meanings completely. Not only we should recite, but try to understand the meaning. Obtains the incomparable jewel of worshipping Sri Sri Radha Krishna in the forest of Gokul. Iha Bhavan Gokula Vane Radha Krishna Atul Ratna Sa Labataye. So that's what is the Falashruti which is mentioned in verse 11, sorry, 12. Now let's go to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Bhajan Darpan commentary. Meaning of the verse. Sayuta, with your own group. One should remain with Vaishnavas who are similarly disposed, dignified, and more advanced than oneself. This we spoke about, association, sadhu sangha. They should be what? Snigdha Swatovara. They have a similar, disposition, and Swatovara, more advanced than oneself. Sri Lalita and other Sakis, female friends, are independent leaders of their own groups. Yuta groups are called as Yuta there. And yet they remain subservient to Srimati Radharani. Similarly, the Uttama Bhagavat Vaishnava, the first class pure devotee, remains a follower of Srila Rupa Goswami, even though such a person may be the spiritual master of many disciples. Just like, Lalita and Vishaka are group leaders, but yet they remain subservient to Srimati Radharani. Similarly, Uttama Mahabhagavat, who is a follower of Rupa Goswami, he, although has many disciples, but he remains a follower of Rupa Goswami. Now, to quote this, Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives a reference. Sri Rupa Goswami elaborates on this point in Sri Ujjvala Nimali Hari Priya Prakarana. Yutadipatve apya anuchityam dadhana lalitadaya Shreshtaradadi bhavasya lobhat sakya ruchim dadyu. Even though Lalita and similar groups, Lalitadaya, are qualified to lead their own separate groups, Yut Adipatve Apya Anuchittam Dadana, they choose to remain as Radha Sakis, Sweshta Radhadi Bhavasya, due to their intense desire to ensure Radha's pleasures in the groups. Lobhat Sakya Ruchim Dadyu. So, although they can independently lead their own groups, but they choose to remain Radha Sakis in order to give pleasure to the divine couple. Okay. Sri Rupanuga, a follower in the line of Sri Rupa Goswami. One should follow the instructions regarding bhajan that Rupa Goswami received from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, based on which he performed his own bhajan. So where does Mahaprabhu give bhajan instructions to Rupa Goswami? Where does this come? Anyone knows? Where it is mentioned? Yes, Sunita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I'll try, Prabhuji. It is in Rupa Shiksha.
Yes, it is in Rupa Shiksha. And Rupa Goswami has elaborated in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, especially about Raghunaga Bhajan. Gokula Vane, in the forest of Gokul. Being in the forest of Gokul means to be at any secluded place within the Mathura Mandal. Sri Rupa Goswami describes the glories of Mathura Mandal in his Sri Mathura Stava in the Stavamala. So now he quotes the glories of Mathura Mandal. These are verses. There are around 4 verses, very interesting verses. Let us hear the glories of Mathura Mandal. Mukter Govind Bhakte Vitarana Chaturam Satchidananda Rupam Yasyam Vidoti Vidya Yugalam Udayate Tarakam Parakam Cha Krishna Tyapatti Leela Khani Rakila Jaganmauli Ratnasya Sate Vaikunthadya Pratishtha Pratayatu Mathura Mangalanam Kalapam. Sri Mathura is expert in distributing Vitarana, liberation in the form of devotion to Govind, Muktir, Govinda Bhaktir. She is full of eternity, bliss and knowledge and bliss. Satchidananda Rupam. Mathura is what? Sri Mathura it is. It is Satchidananda Rupam. In Mathura, 2 illuminating types of knowledge arise naturally. Yasyam Vidoti Vidyam Yugalam Udayate. Udayate means it illuminates. And 2, the knowledge to deliver the self from birth and death, Tarakam, and the knowledge which helps one cross over the material, Parakam. She is a mine of jewels of the birth pastimes of the crest jewel of the world, Krishna. Krishna Patti Leela Khani Rakila Jagan Mauli Ratnasya Sate. May that Mathura, Pratayatu, Mathura, more glorious even than Vaikunta, Vaikunta Ade Pratishta, unfold a host of auspicious blessings for everyone. Mangalana Kalapam. Further glorification. Kotindu Spashtakanti Rabasa Yuta Bhava Kleshayadhyor Ayodhya Maya Vitrasi Vasa Muni Hridaya Musho Divyalila Shravanti Shashi Kashisha Mukhyamara Patibir Alam Prataytadvar Karya Vaikuntodita Kirti Dishato Madhupuri Prema Bhakti Shriyamvaha. Mathura's effulgence is greater than 1,000,000 moons. Quoting the Spashta Kanti Abhasa Yuta. She cannot be influenced by the swift attacks of the threefold miseries. Bhava Klesha Yodher Yodhya. The enchanting glories of residing in Mathura can easily trouble the enactments of even the most powerful demigods. In other words, their mystic powers cannot stay here. The hearts of the great sages, Sukdev, etc., are attracted to Mathura. Vyasa Muni Hridayo Musho. And they directly witness all the pastimes of Krishna. Divya Leela Shravanti. She can fulfill all desires of her worshippers. Great personalities like Lord Kashishwar and Lord Brahma always pray to be her guardians. And that's why there are Kshetrapals. May that Mathura, more glorious even than Vaikunta, Vaikunta Udita Kirtir, bestow you with devotional love for Krishna. Text 3. Bijam Mukti Taroranartha Patali Nistarakam Tarakam Dhama Prema Rasasya Vanchita Dura Samprakaram Parakam Etad Yatra Nivasinam Udayate Chit Shakti Vritti Dvayam Matnatu Vasanani Mathurapuri Savah Shriyam Cha Priyat. Lord Ram's 6-syllable mantra, Ram Ramayama, known as the Taraka mantra, is the seed of the tree of liberation, Bijam Muktir Taro, and delivers one from all anarthas, Anartha Patali Nistarakam. Krishna's 18-syllable mantra, Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha, known as the Paraka mantra, Parakam, bestows the loving spiritual abode, Dhama Prema Rasasya, and fulfills all spiritual desires, Vanchita Dura Samparakam. However, for the residents of this Mathura, Etat Tatra Nivasinam, these two phenomena of Taraka and Paraka, Chit Shakti Vritti Dvayam, deliverance from anarthas and attainment of all spiritual desires, occurs naturally, Udayate. May that Mathura destroy your faults. Mat Nato, Vesanani Mathura, and best of good fortune to all of you. Just residing in Mathura, both the Taraka and the Paraka, which the Ram mantra and the Krishna mantra gives, that is achieved by staying in Mathura. That's the glory of Mathura. Adyavanti patat graham kuru kare maye shaner vijaya Chatram kanchi grinana kashi puratapado yugam dharaya nayodye bhaja sambramam stutikatam nodgaraya dwarake deviyam bhavati shuhanta mathura drishti prasadam dhagde. O Avanti, Adyavanti, Ujjaindam, hold the spittoon for collecting betel nut in your hands. The personified Avanti Dham is being told. O Kanchi, Kanchipuram, hold the umbrella, Chatram Kanchi Grahana. O Kashi, stand in front holding sandals. Kashi Purata Pado Yugam Dharaya. O Ayodhya, do not fear your mistress. O Dwarka, please stop reciting her glories. Just see, this queen of Lord Krishna, Mathura, Devi Miyam Bhavati Suhanta Mathura, is finally bestowing benedictory glances on all of you maidservants. Drishti Prasadam Dadhe. So Mathura Mandal is glancing and showering mercy on all other these dhams. Okay, so this is the glory of Mathura Mandal. Now further, Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives a commentary on the glories of Mathura Mandal from the Vrindavan Ashtakam. In his Vrindavan Ashtakam, in the Stavamala, Srila Rupa Goswami beautifully explains the glories of Vrindavan. So that was Mathura, glories of Mathura, now Vrindavan. Mukunda Murli Ravashavana Fullarida Vallari Kadambaka Karambita Pratikadamba Kunjantara Kalindigiri Nandini Kamala Kandalandolina Sugandheranilena me sharanamastu vrindatvai. On hearing the sounds of Mukund's flute, Mukunda Murli Rava Shavana, the creeper of Gopi's hearts blossom, full Hriday Vallari. Vallari is the creeper in the heart. It blossoms full, prafull, as you know. And they enter each and every kunja, Prati Kadamba Kunja Antare, within the Kadamba forest of Vrindavan. Kadambaka Karambita. Yamuna, the daughter of Kalindi mountain, flows here. Kalindi Giri Nandini. Lotus flowers in the Yamunas move around. Kamala Kandala Andulina. Due to the fragrant wind, Sugandher Anilena. May that Vrindavan forest be my shelter. May Sharanam Astu Vrinda Tvai. Next to Vikuntapura Samshayad Vipinatopi Nishayasta Sahastra Gunitam Shriyam Radhati Rasa Shreyasim Chaturmukha Mukerapi Spurita Tarana Deho Bhava Jagat Guru Bir Agrime Sharanam Mastu Vrindatvai. The shelter of Vrindavan supersedes the shelter of liberation provided. Vaikuntapura Samshayad Vipinto Pi Shreshayat. In Vaikunta, by 1,000 times, Sahastra Gunitam, for the shelter of Vrindavan provides the ultimate good fortune of the various types of bhakti ras such as Dasi, Satya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. The desire to take birth here is as an insignificant blade of grass is expressed even by the excellent four mouths of Lord Brahma, the spiritual master of the entire world. May that Vrindavan forest be my shelter. Sharanam astu Vrindatvai. So the shelter of Vrindavan supersedes, even the liberation in Vaikuntha. This liberation is, the four which are favorable in pure devotional service. And why? Because Vrindavan provides this highest types of rasas, Sakya, Dasya, Vatsulya. And the desire to take birth as a blade of grass is also expressed by Brahma, who is the spiritual master of this entire world. That is the glory of Vrindavan. Let me take shelter of Vrindavan. Next verse. Anarata Vika Swara Vartati Punja Pushpavali Visari Vara Saurabho Gama Rama Chamatkarini Amandamakaranda Brid Vitapi Vrinda Vrindi Krita Dvirepa Kulavandita Sharanam Mastu Vrindatvai. Vrindavan's fully blossoming creeper forest spread about an excellent fragrance that amazes even the goddess of fortune. The forest is full of wonderful groups of nectar dripping, flower laden trees, which cause the host of bees to always offer prayers to her. Dvirepa, Dvirepa, the bees. May that Vrindavan forest be in shelter. Shanaduti Ghanashiro Vraja Navinayuno Pade Suval Gubir Alankrita Lalita Lakshmi Lakshmi Bhare Tayo Nakara Mandali Shikara Keli Charyo Chitter Prita Kishlankure Sharanam Mastu Vrindatvai. Her blades of grass leaves and sprouts are luxuriant and are decorated with the marks from the sports, Suvalgobir Alankrita, of the nail tips of the super excellent feet, Navina, Padei, of the lightning and cloud of Radha and Krishna. These are all poetic expressions. Their feet carry a host of beautiful marks, such as lightning and lotus. These are the marks which are there on the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. May that Vrindavan forest be my shelter. Vrajendra Sakanandini Shubhatarakadikar Kriya Prabhavaja Sukotsava Spurita Jangama Stavara Pralanvadamananuja Dvanita Vamshika Kakali Rasagya Mrigamandala Sharanam Mastu Vrindatvai. In Vrindavan, the Sakis of Radhika, the daughter of Nanda's friend, manifest a festival of joy for the moving and non-moving entities. Jangama Stavar, by her orders. Vrindavan is replete with host of expert Rasika animals who are attached to the sounds of the flute of Krishna, the younger brother of Balram, Pralamba's enemy. May that Vrindavan forest be my shelter. We got 9 verses. So Ashtakam. Text 6. Amandamundirar buddhyabhyadika madhuri medura Vrajendra Sutta Vikshanonati Nikalakantotkara Dinesha Surida Atmajakrita Nijabi Manolasal Latha Kagamrikangana Sharanam Mastu Vrindatvai. Here in Vrindavan, on seeing the beautiful complexion like the thick dark cloud of Nanda's son, The peacocks shout and dance in ecstatic joy. The many creepers, birds, and animals all joyously and resoundingly proclaim the pride of Radha, the daughter of the sun worshipper Vrishabhanu. Her pride is, this forest is mine, Amanda. May that Vrindavan forest be my shelter. अघन्य गुणनागरी गणगरिष्ठ गांधर्विका मनोजरन चातुरी पीशुन कुंज पुंजोज्ज्वला जगत्त्रय कला गुरु ललितालस्य वल्गत्पद प्रयोग विधि साक्षिणी शरणम अस्तु वृंदात्वयी. The dazzling groves of the Vrindavan forest testify Pishuna Kunja Punjojjala to the love battle expertise of Sri Radhika, who is the host of unlimited excellent qualities. This Vrindavan forest is the witness of the beautiful dancing of the lotus feet of Krishna, the Lord of all creative arts in the three worlds. May that Vrindavan forest be my shelter. The love battles which happen between Radha and Krishna, all the Vrindavan forest has witnessed them. And Vrindavan forest has witnessed the beautiful dancing of Krishna in the Rasa Leela, in the Kalya Daman Leela. So may that Vrindavan forest be my shelter. Varishta Haridasata Pada Samvridya Govardhana Madhudvaha Vadu Chamatkrita Nivas Rasastala Aghuda Gahana Shiro Madhurima Vrajenojjala Rajasya Sahajane Me Sharanam Astu Vrindatvai. Sri Govardhan, who is awarded the fortune of being the best servant of Sri Hari, Varishta Haridasa Tapada, resides in Vrindavan forest, Rajasya Sahajena. This forest is the setting of the Rasasthala, whose narration amazed even Krishna's wedded wives. Vrindavan is illuminated by the beauty of the various forests of Brajamandal surrounding it. May that Vrindavan forest be my shelter. Now, last verse is the Falashruti. Idam Nikila Nishkuttavali Varishta Vrindatvai Gunasmaranakariyaha Patayati Shushtu Padyashtakam Vyasan Mukta Dhira Nisham Atra Sad Vasana Sapita Vasane Vashiratim Avapya Vikridati. These 8 verses, Idam, are the meditation, Smarnakari, on the excellent qualities of Vrindavan, Varishta Vrindatvai Gunam, the giver of all joy, Nikila Nishkutavali, one who here is free from vices, Vasana Vyasana Mukta, is self-controlled, Dhira, resides in Vrindavan, and recites these prayers in a proper mood, will attain love that can conquer Krishna, the wearer of yellow clothes, Sir Pita Vasane, and will engage in sporting pastimes with him. One will be able to engage in the sporting pastimes of Krishna. This is the glory of reciting these beautiful prayers of Ashtakam by Rupa Goswami, which is there in the Stava Mala. I think it is. Yeah, Vrindavan Ashtakam in the Stava Mala. Okay, last shlokartha, Manah Shiksha Da, giving instruction to the mind. These verses of Manah Shiksha offer instruction to the mind of those devotees who desire to pursue the spiritual bhajan path. Varam, super excellent. These verses of Manah Shiksha are derived from the confidential instructions of Sri Sarup Damodar Goswami and Sri Rup Goswami by the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Madhura Gira Uchay, singing loudly in a sweet, melodious voice. One should loudly and clearly sing these verses of Manah Shiksha with perfect meter, either together with others or alone, in a sweet voice overflowing with loving feeling. Samadhigata, thoroughly understanding each and all the meanings. One should recite each of the 11 shlokas of Manashiksha with a clear understanding of the deeper confidential meanings. Now the verse is quoted. Yesham sarag bhajane vrajraj suno Shrirupa shikshate मातानुगाम अनुरागः यत्नेन ते भजन दर्पण नाम भाष्यम शिक्षाद श्लोक सहितम प्रापनन्तु भक्त्या. Those they who Esham have deep attachment for following Anurag in the footsteps on the path of opinions taught by Sri Rupa Goswami. Sri Rupa Shikshita Matanugama. Mata means his opinion. Regarding spontaneous loving bhajan, Saraga Bhajane of the son of Nanda, Vraja Raja Suno, Suno means the son, should with great effort and devotion, Yatnena Bhaktya, read carefully. This instructive Bhajan Darpan commentary, Bhajan Darpan Nama Bhashyam, filled with many instructive verses, Shiksha Adi Shloka Sahitam. So there are many instructive verses like the Vrindavan Ashtakam, the Govardhan Ashtakam. So many Ashtakams are quoted by Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his commentary. Thus ends the integrated commentary, Mishra Bhashya, composed by Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, named Bhajan Darpan, explaining the verses of Manashiksha offered fully and wholeheartedly to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that ends the commentary on Manashiksha. Shivram Swami Maharaj has a very brief commentary, so we will complete that. This verse tells the summary or the result of reading the 11 verses of Sri Manashiksha. It indicates that one should be a Rupanuga following the footsteps of Rupa Goswami, regardless of how advanced one is or who one is. So one should become a follower of Rupa Goswami from the beginning of our spiritual life. Everyone must follow the footsteps of Rupa Goswami. We should associate with those who share our taste or mood of devotional service. That practice is called Sajati Ashaya Snigdha Sadhu Sangha. We should be more compassionate to those who are less advanced, and we should bestow mercy on others to give them Krishna consciousness. We are concluding Manasiksha, which is specifically meant for those devotees who are very serious about perfecting the human form of life and going back home, back to Godhead. These verses are the essence of Rupa Goswami's teachings and are especially valuable because they are coming down from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If we have these verses, we should study them and meditate upon them and specifically practice all of these things. We should study, meditate, and try to practice. That's very important. We should practice. It's not enough that we simply hear and read. When we hear and read, we have to put it in practice. We have to practically understand the points or scriptures, points of philosophy, points of rasa. One by one, we should try to put these points into practice in our day-to-day life, in our meditations, in our prayers, in our chanting, in our hearing, in our relationships, in our cultivation of devotional service. So that's very, very short commentary by Shivram Swami Maharaj. There is also a short commentary by Sachinanda Maharaj, but I had not put it here, but I will just directly read it from the text. Let us make it simple. We should become a follower of Rupa Goswami and read his Updeshamrit. I mentioned that Updeshamrit constitutes the first instructions. This will prepare us. It says we should reside in the forest of Gokul. Let us come to a secluded place within Vraja and have a clear understanding of the hidden meanings there. We might ask, if bhakti is that simple, it is. Narottam Das Thakur tells that when we perform satsang bhajan, Krishna consciousness will work for us. Be a mango now. We can only be a green mango, unripe, but we can join the mango club, get the concepts right and the understanding right, practice on our level of adhikar ability, and we will then mature into beautiful and fragrant mangoes that will please the senses of Krishna. That's it. So that ends the commentary of Sachinandan Maharaj. Any questions, any clarifications regarding the 12th verse we discussed? Okay, there are two questions, right? Yes, Dr. Archana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Dandavat Pranam. Kindly correct me if I'm wrong. I think you have mentioned at one place that the chanting shouldn't be mechanical. I mean, we shouldn't be imagining God is sitting next to us or something like that. So, am I right?
Maharaj was mentioning about Ijja. Our worship should not be mechanical. And that's why all the items what we offer, it should be offered with love and devotion. Then he came to chanting. Chanting also should not be mechanical, but it should be plus with Trunada Pisunichina. Otherwise, there is tendency to commit offense. So that's a point he had made.
Yes, Prabhuji. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Birendra Yadav Prabhuji, you have a question?
Prabhu, you had mentioned one term, Anasang Bhajan. I think previous.
Yeah, Anasanga Bhajan is bhajan without being performed, not in the association of devotees. Anasanga Bhajan will not fructify. Trying to practice bhajan in a secluded place, not within the association of devotees, because only in the association of devotees, the realization of Krishna and the teachings of Krishna can be applied and practiced, and you can get results. So that's why that term came, Anasanga Bhajan. But of course, that was from the Manashiksha 11th verse commentary, not this verse, 12th. I hope it is clear, right?
Prabhu, our chanting which we do, I mean, our prescribed rounds which we do, that also is required to be done in group only. Does it mean this way?
As far as possible, whenever we get a chance to come in the association of devotees and chant in the temple, say during Saturday or Sunday, we do that, so that the remaining work days we take that association and get inspiration so that we can chant when we are chanting at our homes. There also at home we can take association of Tulsi Maharani and chant in front of Tulsi Maharani, chant with our family members. It's a little difficult because we have that relationship has to go on a deeper level, that all are servants of Krishna and we are all meant to serve Krishna. So like that, in that mood, associating with them, we should chant the holy names. Chanting Tadiya Seva is very important. So if we do that, then that's also doing bhajan in the association of devotees.
Right. Thank you very much.
Other questions anyone has? Okay, so we wind up here. श्री मन शिक्षा की जय, श्रील भक्तिवेदांत ठाकुर की जय, श्री रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।